Okay, this is just a quick video on a Glock 19. We picked up a Glock 19 for Christmas, and this is kind of the first day on the range. We had to go through our training class and a couple of other things beforehand. So anyway, a couple of things that you probably ought to remember about going to any normal range. You know, obviously you need to check with a range in your local community. But clearly your weapon, whatever your weapon is, in our case it's a Glock 19 Gen 4. You're going to have your rounds, whatever you're going to shoot. Most ranges have guns that you can rent. Be assured that you have to use their ammunition. So the round I bought, the box I bought was about 12 or 13 bucks. The box, if you buy them from the range, is going to be about 22, 23. We rented a Ruger while we were there. It was $20 for the time. So anyway, just understand you can rent any number of different guns at most ranges in order to get a feel of what the weapon feels like before you go buy one. So anyway, we had a Glock and a Ruger. You got to make sure you have ear protection and eye protection. Most ranges require that. It's good practice. If you don't have them, they're going to rent them to you. So glasses are $1. The ear protection is about $3 or $4. I always find it to be a good idea to carry your weapons permit with you when you're driving around in the car with your weapon. Every state is different, so be very clear on what the requirements are for your state. But just always have your concealed weapon permit with you so that you're not in trouble. You can obviously get targets at the range as well. We get them at Walmart for $2.50 and you just shoot them all up. So I always like to bring a pen too so I can label my targets so I know what date and the distance I was shooting at, just to make sure that I'm improving on my shooting over time. You don't want to just go out and burn through 50 rounds shooting at beer cans. That's not improving your skill at all. So anyway, it's good to have targets and keep track of how you did. Most ranges are going to require an ID in order to let you into the range, so make sure you have your wallet and some money. So anyway, we had a really good time, and the next little bit we'll walk you through, the results of that effort. Okay, so this is just a quick video on a new Glock 19 that we picked up. This was for a Christmas present, so you can see how we've got it set up. With guns, you always need to be super careful, obviously. In this case, the magazine is gone. I can see that the round is empty, and we're pretty much good to go. On a Glock 19, this is my first time going out and shooting it, so this is kind of just a quick video on how to do a little bit of cleaning, what it cost me to do it, how I load the magazine, stuff like that. Just a first time impression really is what we're shooting for here. Couple things that are kind of interesting. Clearly with the Glock you're going to have a magazine. This one's currently empty, right? You're just going to pop your magazine in. It's got a quick release, pops it back out again. When you have a magazine in and you load it with no shells, it will lock it open. Once you have ammo in there, then you'll be good to go. So a little bit about, you should always keep that open. A little bit about the ammo. In this case, we just bought some Blazer Brass brand. These are just 9mm, nothing too exciting about that. It's interesting because with a magazine, you can always just push. These magazines hold 17 rounds, right? Or 16 plus 1 in the chamber. And if you push them down, you have a tendency to it gets a little bit harder the further you get into it. And so they give you this quick load, which is kind of interesting, because what it does is it allows you to push down and then get the bullet started, and if you move it out of the way, you can just push it in. A lot of people, when they do this, they'll leave it like this, and they'll try and push it in while this thing is still pressed down. If you release that, you can see there's a little lever right here. Once that's out of the way, then it becomes very easy to simply start, move it out of the way, and push it in. Right? So again, push it down, get your round started, move it out of the way, and push it in. So pretty easy to use that, pretty handy. Just pop these back out again. So anyway, super handy if you do it right. Just lift it up and push it back in again. A couple of other things around the firearm itself. Again, we know that the chamber's empty, the magazine is out. When it comes to cleaning this, it is a little bit trickier because it's hard to pull this down, right? Well, first of all, you can't pull it down when it's move that away, when it's ready to go, right? So you can pull it down now, but it gets kind of hard. So what you need to do, this is a little piece right here. The best way to do this is turn it upside down and then grip it like this, so that when you pull it back, you'll hear a click. Right there's the click, and now I'm just holding it in place. I push the levers up and I let go. And when I let go, then it releases into two pieces. And then I can clean this, I can oil it up. Clearly this is very easy to take apart. Just take the spring out, take the barrel out. It's a super easy gun to clean and to work with, right? So again, just to go over that one more time, once it's back in, right? I can't do it with it ready to fire, obviously, move it away. Upside down, pull it open till it clicks, push it up, release, and it'll come out. So, pretty easy if you get it down correctly. I went out shooting today, and at 15 feet, I don't know if you can see that or not, but at 15 feet, pretty good grouping, not bad for a first time out with the Glock. At 25 feet, again, not too bad. Got some errand shots over here, but still pretty good grouping in that part of the puzzle. We did rent a Ruger and fired off with the Ruger. It's a full size. The Glock 19 is a medium size. Felt really good, actually. Probably look to pick maybe one of those up, or my son will. Went out to 40 feet. Got a little bit more wild. You can see some shots out on the edge. And then took it out to 60 feet and was pretty awful. This is me down in here. And then my son was with me, and he shot, this is me. This is my son. So you can see at 60 feet, got a little bit more wild. But anyway, super fun. In my case, I need to practice. With anything, you need to practice. And so I bought 1,000 rounds to practice with. Spent $216 on those rounds, a pretty good price. Going out to the gun range was $16 an hour. So combination of shooting a box, you're $25 in for an hour, kind of fun. And you need to go enough to make sure you're comfortable with your weapon and that it shoots well. So have fun.